Oh, believe it or not, we are 100 days away from Christmas, but for some, the season is year-round. And here in North Carolina, 40,000 acres of land is used for Christmas tree production. Climate change is putting the nearly $250 million state staple at risk. And meteorologist Elisa Raffa met some elves turning science into Christmas magic.
'Tis the season. It's just around the corner. The sound of holiday trimmings and Christmas cheer. But there are some elves that work their magic, not on toys, but on an essential part of every family's Christmas season.
It's not quite Santa's workshop, and we don't have elves here. Instead, we're at NC State's Christmas Tree Genetics Lab, where we have scientists right in there working to protect our most quintessential Christmas tree year-round. Let's take a look at some of their work.
This isn't meant to be a Christmas tree. This is meant to be a research tree.
Dr. Justin Whitehill leads Santa's science workshop.
A little Charlie Brownish.
As a forestry health expert with a specialty in Christmas tree genetics, North Carolina ranks second in Christmas greens, supplying more than 20% of the nation's trees.
But this is a Fraser fir, which has very soft, nice needles, a very nice aroma.
And uniquely, it's the only place in the U.S. that can grow the species.
What makes Fraser fir so nice is that the needles are very soft, the branches are strong, so it's great for holding on to ornaments.
It's been chosen to be decked in the White House halls.
It's beautiful. It's magnificent, actually.
More times than any other tree, known best for its piney aroma and needle retention.
And that's one of the major concerns for consumers, of course, is they don't want to have a tree in their living room and all the needles fall off a few weeks after harvest.
But as North Carolina loses its winter chill, our gold standard tree is at risk.
We're stable with our industry, but we're trying to get out in front of any potential problems that may come out in the future.
So these scientists are looking for the best genes to grow faster, bigger,
and also improve the ability of those trees to withstand climate stress, climate change, as well as challenges from insect and fungal pathogens.
And more resilient trees.
These are the adult females that are feeding on the needles.
Both insects
and this is the same pathogen in a liquid culture.
And fungal pathogens thrive in warmer, wetter winters, a symptom of climate change.
As the temperature rises, they grow faster, so they get more expansion of their populations, which of course builds up and then puts more pressure on the trees.
Pressure on the trees.
Since I have grown it on a media, like you can see the pathogen.
Come with stress on the growers. Microscopic killers cause roots to rot underground.
It's hard for the growers to see that there is a presence of pathogen, and also it's hard to treat them.
And even for the nutrient-stealing, hard-shelled insects that you can see.
The insecticide cannot penetrate the hard cuticle, and it doesn't kill the insect very effectively.
The stress is hard to prevent.
Every tree has a kind of defense response when it's stressed by insect or any other pathogen.
And that's where the genetics come in.
If I identify some characteristic defense mechanism in a Christmas tree, we try to bring into Fraser fir and try to mass produce such Christmas trees.
One unsuspecting defense mechanism.
This is pining, and it has a really strong pine scent.
Is the very scent that reminds us the holidays are near.
This is limonene. It smells like lemons. It's common in citrus.
The compounds that create the familiar aromas are meant to fight off pests.
In a way, they don't taste good to the insects when they're trying to, or animals when they're trying to feed on the plant.
But while the deer can't stand the bite, people have come to love the smell.
But they also have a very low boiling point, so they will evaporate from the trees, and that's why you get the aroma.
There's a science to the smelly defense.
From the trees, we can take samples and freeze those samples and grind them up and analyze them and determine what are the compounds present.
But the research comes with a balancing act to keep your piney Christmas nostalgia. So these Petri dishes,
I like seeing them grow,
are like putting the final bow on your wrapped gift. They're full of the cloned seedlings of Christmas trees.
If you're lucky, all of a sudden they start producing little like clusters of somatic embryo tissue.
Tissue that was selected from only the best traits discovered by these scientists.
We have dissected some embryos out of mature seeds.
For the most resilient tree.
We know that the offspring of that tree that's been selected for its elite genetics are going to be producing trees that are also elite, like the parent tree.
And even after all that holiday stress,
There's ways of dealing with it, but for a research program, we try to get ahead of those issues.
these scientists are hoping those elite trees put them on Santa's nice list.
Make sure that the industry can keep going long into the future.
And help them stay there. Meteorologist Elisa Raffa, Queen City News.